Hey, I run a $10,000 a month AI automation agency and I document every day. My name's Roman Peshke, and the way these normally go is I answer questions from you guys in the comments, whether it's about the business, AI automations, or just anything at all. Then I cover what I did today slash some live work. Then we wrap up with some YouTube channel growth stats, which is just a fancy way of saying I track my subscribers each day. So let's jump into these comments. We got, hey my boy, how are you? Hope you're feeling well. I'm doing good. This is my OG day one subscriber right here, so I love that guy. I'm gonna go jump up to this one first. Actually, how do you pick your niche? Yeah, let me see. I have my iPad next to me. Let me see if I can connect to it really quick. Yes, I hope. I hope you can see that. When picking the niche, I'm actually on top of this right now because inside my school group right here, Make Money with AI, that's actually what I'm documenting right now, how to build out that niche selection criteria. So I look at it on, you got to score it on 4 qualities. So we've got 1, are they in pain? 2, do they have money? Whoops. 3, can you find them? Easy. I'll go through some examples on all this. And then 4, is it growing? Or at least not declining. All right, so that's cool, but how do you use it? The way you use this is you create a little scorecard. You got pain, money, finding them, and growing. You make a little chart right here. And then you score all of your potential niche ideas using this on a scale from 1 to 5. 1 is they're not in very much pain. 5 is they're in a ton of pain. They're needing a solution super bad. So let's go right here. The exercise I recommend going through is just brain dumping all of the possible niches you could think of. So we're AI automators, AI automation agency. So we're going to be selling business to business solutions. So our giant list is going to be a massive list of other potential businesses. So you can start with what you're familiar with. If maybe you're into the gym, you're thinking, okay, gyms, dentists, HVAC. Yeah, I've heard that's pretty popular. E-commerce. What else? We got med spas. Med spa is pretty popular. We got massage. Whoops. Massage places. Tattoo parlors. What else? We got restaurants. I think I spelled that right. We got what else? Let's go with that. That's 8 right there. And then we're gonna score them on this table. And basically at the end, we're gonna tally up the totals, and whoever has the highest total is what we're going to go after. Now, why are we doing this? Whoever is in the most pain, has the most money, easiest to find, and is growing the most is about as solid as a start as you can get, especially if you don't have any background information on how to get into that niche to begin with. And in the age of AI, it's super easy to learn deep industry knowledge just by asking like ChatGPT or Gemini and choosing the like basically help me learn. They both have a version of that. Help me learn this subject, and just tell it you want to learn everything about the pain points that dentists face. Since we now have access to that level of information just like on demand, it's never been easier to go into a brand new market and figure out what problems need solving. So it'll check like Reddit threads, forums, Facebook groups, all sorts of stuff for what they're actively complaining about, and do a lot of that heavy lifting for you so that you can just go through and have a one-on-one tutor that tells you exactly what it's like being in their shoes. So let's go gyms, med spa, massage, restaurants. Okay, so normally you do all 8 of these, or everything you can think of. But just to make this easy and a little bit faster, we're going to go here. So gyms, are they in pain? Every gym I've seen needs more members, so I'm going to go 5 for that. Do they have money? Some do, some don't. I'm going to go 2. And again, for each of these, you can ask ChatGPT and help the brainstorm process go a little bit easier. Easy to find. Absolutely. That's a 5. And then growing, I'm going to go with a 3 because I don't think they're growing super fast, but they're growing. Now, med spa. Pain, probably a 3. Money, definitely a 5. Easy to find, absolutely, or Google search away. You can find them on LinkedIn. And growing, yes, I would definitely say they are growing. So I'm going to back up a little bit. How can you find out if they're in pain? Go to ChatGPT, say, what are the most common pain points that massage parlors face? And if you were a business owner, how would you rank it on a scale from 1 to 5? And just see what it gets. Because right now we're running off I'm assuming you're starting from absolute 0. You have no prior information. So that's what we're going to go off of. And then we're going to validate in our next step. Massage parlors. Pain, probably 4. Money, 2, depending. I'd say the vast majority aren't flooded with cash unless they're like influencers or something. Easy to find. Yeah, Google search away. And then growing, probably another 3. Restaurants, pain, 5. Money, 1. Easy to find, 5. Growing, 3. Okay, so now we have that. Let's go. We got 15 up top for gyms. We got 18 for med spas. We've got 9, 11, 14 for massage parlors. And we've got 14 for restaurants. So med spa is now our niche. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take that and we are going to commit to it for the next at least 30 days of dedicated outreach for med spas. That is our target. That is what we're going to solve. And we're going to go back and look into their pains a lot more. And we're going to figure out all the different ways to find them. And then we're going to solve their pain points based on what we can do with no-code tools. So pain, we're going to solve with no-code tools. So if you go to ChatGPT, you ask what the biggest pain points are, you're then going to ask again, what can we solve with no-code tools? And then that's going to have our niche. Next is going to be our offer, which is going to be, I help med spas solve problem by AI solution without painful thing. Painful thing would be the normal cost they would incur trying to do it themselves. So I help med spas solve no-shows for their appointments by installing custom chatbots that nurture the leads according to their opt-in information. But that would be the more technical thing. You'd say, I help med spas solve their no-show problems by implementing AI receptionists without losing their brand voice. I don't know, whatever pain point they have around that. Of course, you have to think longer than 2 seconds like I am, but now we have our offer. Next step after that, we're going to validate. How do you validate? You're going to reach out to as many med spas as you can. You find them on Google Maps, you find them on LinkedIn, and then you reach out to the owners across every channel imaginable, whether it's manual cold emails, cold DMs, calling the business, LinkedIn, physical mail even. And you're going to offer to work for free. You're going to say, hey, it's even better if you can call them up and if you get a voicemail, and you can document that process. You can say, hey, I called the med spa the other day and I just got a plain old voicemail. I wanted to share something that I've seen work in your industry. It's called an AI receptionist. It actually takes care of the front desk for you while you're either away from the phone or your staff is a little bit overwhelmed or after hours. And it takes those missed phone calls and books them in for appointments with you. Now, right now, I just want to build up a base of testimonials. And so I'm willing to do this absolutely for free in exchange for just honest feedback on how it's working for you. So then you're going to pitch that to as many people as you can until you get, let's say, 3 to 5 people that you're doing it for. And if your feedback is positive, means you have a validated offer. You're also going to collect testimonials from all of these people. Let them know that you're becoming a little bit overwhelmed and that you can't do the services for free anymore, and see if they would like to stay on as a paid client. If not, you have that bank of testimonials you can use to approach your next potential customer, refer them to those, then you're off to the races. So that went a little bit outside the scope of niche selection, but hopefully that was useful. Then we got, hey Roman, I started my AA agency from watching you from the start. I'm 16-year-old dropout, built everything. All I need to do is get clients, but I'm not from the US, so I can't cold call. So how can I get clients for free? Be very helpful because I'm planning to join your school community once I closed my first clients. Any advice would be appreciated. Yeah, if you can't cold call, then you still have cold email, DMs. You're outside the US, so probably not physical mail, but you have every other touch point outside of cold calling available to you. So now you get to hyper focus in on pretty much everything else, which can be an advantage because now you're focusing your attention. So I'm not sure what your niche is, but let's say it's med spas. Go LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, find the owner, everyone that works there, and start hitting them up on DMs. Honestly, start there. Another option is to go to Indeed or other job board sites. So this is if you're selling an AI receptionist. If you go to Indeed or other job board sites, you can look at who's hiring for a receptionist and then pitch your solution there. But without more context on what you're looking to sell here, that's about as good as I can get. But yeah, hit them on multi-channel outreach on everything you possibly can think of and be consistent with it. Block out the first 3 to 4 hours of your day. And that is the first thing you do every day is outreach to potential clients. I know a fellow Nick Sarai watcher. When I see you, subscribe to you and start binging the content. Up to see you on a Cape Town visit one day. Hey man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I really liked his daily updates format. And I love accountability and being public with it because otherwise I am very prone to not doing it if I don't have a little bit of ego on the line. So yeah, that's why I started doing these too. I haven't been watching his stuff recently though, so I'm not sure if he still does these or not. I'm sure he does, but I noticed as I was starting, it was just too similar for me, and so I figured the best way to not come off as a carbon copy would be to just stop consuming his stuff in particular. That way we can just kind of naturally veer off, or I would naturally veer off. All right, so let's cover the daily growth. We got 441 subs. Nice. It is August 30th. Cool. And then what did I do today? Today was a lot of testing for, I'm sure you could guess it, but an AI receptionist. So I've been running through those workflows. Once I have it into a place that I like it, I'll be doing a full build on the channel so that you guys can just copy me and sell it for yourselves. I will also be putting the blueprint for it inside of Make Money with AI. And then outside of that, I'll also be putting dedicated course material on niche selection, offer creation, the AI prompts to get the most out of kind of your starting point there, all inside here so that you guys can basically shortcut the stuff that I have to do manually and do it with other people. So yeah. Whoops. Here, this is what I was going to show you. I'm going to throw it all in here inside the classroom. That way you can shortcut the line and just do the stuff without having to make the same mistakes I am. So that is all for today. And I will see you lovely folks tomorrow.